Hey everybody, what's up? I'm live now, I guess. I'm trying to figure out how to pull this up on my computer. How do you do that? Ah, there it is. Whoa. I see myself. Alright, I'll mute that because that's going to be annoying. Alright. Cool. So basically, guys, what we're doing, we're going to try and start the Mini Cooper finally, right? Some of the things we'll have to figure out is going to be like the tuning. Currently I have a lot of default values set in there, so it's probably going to be super rich or super lean. The timing may not be right, so we'll try and check the timing too. Currently it has gearbox oil in it, it has motor oil in it, it does not have coolant, so we'll fill that up here in a sec. Garage is open in case we need ventilation, and it's pretty cold, so we'll see what we can do. Come this way. We've got our timing light set up here, and you can see basically we have 3 of the coil-on plugs plugged in directly, and then we've got one back here that's kind of looped around, and that's with the original spark plug wire, and the whole point of that is to allow us to get input for the timing light. Let's see if I can get this right. Oops. We are going to mix it, but I don't have much to mix. Let's see if we can get this to go. Cool. I know it's a little boring. If you guys have any questions, though, feel free to like chat or whatever, or comment, however that works. And I'll pretty much read them as we go. Either my wife will call them out to us, or, I'll read them off my laptop in the car. Oops. Can you see the comments on there? Do they like come up on the phone, or?
No one commented yet.
I don't know how it looks on your end, is what I'm asking.
Know. I guess I can click it. There's a spot for it, I guess.
Yeah, this is our first time going live, so we really have no idea what we're looking at.
Simon Tran, I'm sorry if I pronounce it wrongly, said hi to you.
Oh, hello. Thank you for joining us. We just need some coolant in here so we don't burn up the motor, because it'll heat up pretty quick. And I think this takes 7 liters. I'm sure somebody's going to correct me if I'm wrong, but that's what Google in 8 seconds told me. So we're pretty much going to try and fill up as much as we can here. And hopefully nothing's leaking, because I'm not checking. Alright, there's not a big puddle. So
Preston J said no intercooler for now, or can I just not see it?
No, so for right now there's no intercooler, mainly to get it started up. The biggest difficulty with it is it's going to be a water to air intercooler. It's going to fit right in here. But the challenge for right now is I wasn't sure how this was going to route, so I didn't know how long it or how big it had to be and how much space I had to work with. There's like shifter cables and stuff down here too. So making sure that I had all the measurements before I ordered it, because I didn't want to like waste $300 ordering the wrong part. But no, yeah, good catch. We're going to end up running a water to air intercooler on this, and it should be pretty quick response, especially with the throttle inputs and stuff. And this is going to take forever without a funnel. Come on.
Marky J said can't wait. The BR Predator said what's up broski. And it just pops up like for 2 seconds and I cannot get everything.
You gotta read really quick. I'm a pretty bad reader though, so I don't blame you. Alright, let's try and get some cool. I know you're not supposed to totally mix this by pouring it into the engine separately, but I don't have a choice right now. Come on. This is a lot more coolant than I thought. Oh, there it went. Oops. All right. Hopefully if we get it started, it can kind of kick over a little bit. All right, so we've got everything hooked up here. I have the Miata parked in case I run out of battery cranking it. We can get it to go over. Oh, I hate the cold. All right.
So I'll stay it outside?
Yeah, I'm going to give it a few cranks here and see what happens.
Okay, I'll do a, like, far shot. Ready?
All right. Well, at least it turned over. Did that splash coolant everywhere? Well, could look like it went in. Alright. Hopefully this doesn't make much of a mess. Let's try it again. You want to come in here real quick?
Okay.
So I'll show a little bit of what I'm doing here on the laptop. So this is kind of what I'm looking at right now. So this is just a bunch of different parameters. We've got our TPS input, RPM, our map. This is for me, the PSI conversion for that same thing. Battery voltage. So pretty much we can see all of our different parameters and try and get things kind of as accurate as we can. So right now, let's see. Give me just a second to pull it up real quick. So what we're doing right now, we're going to use a fixed angle and we're going to lock our timing at 5 degrees for the spark, and that'll allow us to calibrate it on the engine and make sure we're firing correctly. And then let's see here, where's the other and trigger setup? Okay, so this one here, we're just pretty much adjusting this number to try and get to figure out where it's supposed to fire to get it all lined up. So this is just kind of the conversion from the engine and converting it for the ECU, so that way what the ECU calls 5 degrees, the engine calls 5 degrees. If not, then the engine might be at 10 degrees, but then the computer's calling it 5 degrees, and then you're going to have a pretty bad time when you find out why you burned out your engine. So I'm setting it to 5 now. Hopefully that'll work. I'm sort of just guessing because it's not running yet, but let's see if that did it. What's up?
There's quite a lot of questions to you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna see. Let me see here. Hey Harold. Let's see. What's up, broski? This is awesome because I work on minis for a living. Nice. But you had 2 VR4s Gallants and the Mitsubishi background. Awesome. This is actually my first Mitsubishi. It's actually the pile of junk sitting behind us that might end up at the scrapyard. Let's see, so have you been dailing the Gen the whole time during the swap? Yeah, I've been driving the Genesis, so it's got 600 horsepower at the crank, 500 at the wheel. It's been snowing and pretty much craziness, so I've actually been driving that thing to work all over the place. I actually bent a wheel because I was in the snow and I slipped into a curb, which was my bad. I'll post that video up though. I have the dash cam footage. And yes, rev match, will it start? That is the question. So let me get back to the tuning table here, and you want to step over there? We'll see if we can get it started. Get started! You can tell. Come on over. Get filled down here. It's a little bit hard to see. So right now, and that strobe might not be working so well, or I don't know if you can hear me, but basically that strobe's showing 10 degrees before top dead center, so we're about 5 degrees off. All right, there we go. We got some air bubbles in the cool.
retried.
It's back on? Oh, awesome. Yeah, so to answer someone's question, so we just turned it off real quick so we could figure out the stupid phone. All right, so someone asked, yeah, what ECU it looks like Megasquirt. And Pro Street, yep, you're right. It's a Speedway ECU, and basically it's an Arduino-based ECU, very similar to Megasquirt, but a lot cheaper. The features are a little bit more limited, but it's a full DIY, kind of like the R&Ds are ongoing, and it's kind of not the typical. But it does use Tuner Studio as well, which is the same thing that Megasquirt uses, but the configuration is a little bit different, which is pretty cool. So let's see, we're going to pull up. So that timing that we saw before, and the strobe might have been a little bit off, we're going to go over to settings, trigger setup, and we saw that it was about 5 degrees off. So if we go back to 0, that might match up again. So we'll burn that to the ECU, and I'm going to change the spark settings. So we had it at fixed angle of 5. I'm going to go to fixed angle of 10 so that it runs a little bit better without having such a delayed spark. And we're gonna give it another shot here, and we'll see what it's doing. I'll just hold this. All right. Come on. So 10 degrees on the spark advance. The pulse width's down here. My AFR gauge is not connected. This is actually off the Genesis. It's the same one, and I don't plan on running a gauge in this car. I plan to run it through the dash. So once it heats up here, we'll see what the AFR is. So 10.3. So it's pretty rich at idle. We'll be able to take out quite a lot of fuel. Let's see what the timing's like. Perfect. So the timing's about 11 or 12 degrees. So we might go back just a degree and it'll be perfect. AFR here. Now the data log isn't right. We'll need to either reconfigure it or get another data logger, but the gauge is reading flat 10, so I'm not going to believe that 12. So we'll go down here to VE table. We're down here. So what we're going to do, we're going to take out a little bit of fuel. We're going to go down to 70, 70, 70, 70. We're going to see how that reacts. We're going to burn. Alright, so we're going up a little bit. 10.7, so we'll see 68. Sorry, let's go 60. 60. 60. 60. And we'll burn that. And now we're at 11.6. Now again, this is a really high idle, so we're not going to keep it that way. But we're just going to try and see if we can ballpark. And I'll explain a little bit more why in a second. So we're idling at 12.0 right now, 50, 50, 50. That was pretty spot on. Might go up 55, oops. 55, 55. And now we're right there in the 14s. Let's see when it adjusts a little bit, we'll burn it. So now you can see based off that how rich everything else is here in the fuel table. Give it a little gas. Yeah, you can see how rich it went. Nice. I know it's only 7:30, so my neighbors shouldn't be able to murder me legally, but we'll find out. So again, that's pretty much what's going down there. So one of the challenges that we have here is that, and I'll step outside here. Oh. So the engine that we have, looks like we got some smoke coming up from in here. That might be a coolant leak on the turbo. There's some spillage, but I think that was from overflow, but I'll deal with that later. So what I think what's going on, so the Mini Cooper has a lot of fuel pressure, and we actually went straight off the Mini line, kept the Mini pump, and went straight into the fuel rail and capped off. Normally this has a fuel pressure return. Is it laying around? Normally this engine runs on 40 psi of fuel pressure. Currently, and it has 450cc injectors, which is stock. However, it's actually running 80 psi. So the Mini pump is a very high pressure pump compared to most when you have it running like this. So I've kept it for simplicity, and maybe eventually I'll either run another pump or run a fuel pressure regulator. I have one laying somewhere in the garage laying around, but there wasn't an easy way to hook it up and tap into the tank right now. So basically what that happened was that 450cc injectors, it's 450cc at 43 psi. I'm running 80, so it's closer to a 650 or 670 injector, which means that the required fuel, it was outputting way too much fuel into the engine and coming on super rich. That's some of the issues I've been dealing with in the last couple of days here. But yeah, we basically got to take that back a little bit and get it working pretty smooth. The alternator seems to be working. It's putting out about 12.5 volts, which is a little low. I might see if we can ramp that up somehow. But again, this is also at idle, well, very high idle. So we'll have to adjust that as well and figure out that. Timing seems to be good though. The start is a little rough. I'll have to take out a lot of extra fuel. And of course, I mean, I'll be doing that right now, I guess. I got nothing else to do tonight. So, is there any other questions on there? I haven't been checking.
A lot of nice comments.
Cool.
Someone say try again. Yep.
Good.
Back on.
I'm sorry. What's going on?
I'll stand here.
Okay. You got
Maybe
internet in that
it's
spot?
1 millimeters
Difference.
nearer.
Okay. So yes, it's definitely all-wheel drive. I wouldn't do all this work to make it not all-wheel drive. I'll see if I can get the wheels spinning here in a second. I'll put it in gear on the next start. See you later, Rev Match. He's off to edit some stuff, I guess. Totally agree on the neighbor. Thanks, Ryan. Ryan's Random Rides. Hell of a journey. I know, it's been insane. Let's see here. Yeah, 802, you missed it. You should be more on time, bro. I'll start it up here again here in a sec. Tie rods.
Yeah. Reconnect it.
Yeah, 802 is everywhere. All right, and then what was the other question in here? Did you figure out a solution for the tie rods? So not a permanent solution. So I know they look kind of ugly. I've reinforced them. I have a lathe now, so I'm planning to actually make a complete part for it from scratch with the lathe and a whole box beam sections. But this very moment... All right, apparently we're live again. Sorry, I don't know what in the world, man. This Wi-Fi is so stupid, and I don't know if it's the phone or what, but it just keeps disconnecting.
It's the app.
It's the app.
Yeah, YouTube's app is
All right.
crashing.
We're apparently crashing the internet or something, or the app. The app can't handle DIY car stuff. All right, I don't know if I missed any. Yeah, I know, Ryan. My Wi-Fi sucks or something. All right, so we're back up. Sorry about the difficulties. So we got Spark up. We got that up. We're going to try and trim out some more fuel and see if we can get this thing to idle back in the normal range. We'll see if I can just go down. What I'm doing here now is I'm just going to cut out a bunch of fuel and see if we can just get this thing to go up a little bit easier. So we're going to basically follow that same logic. We're just going to do 55 all the way down. Wait, I can do this easier. Hold on. 55. And click linearly interpolate. Boom.
It auto asks which tuning software is that.
So this is Tuner Studio. It's basically the software that's used for Megasquirt. It's very, very similar. The configuration's a little bit different, but it pretty much runs on the same principles. Let's see, 55. All right, I cannot use a keyboard sideways. I'm laying down sideways, looking at the screen sideways. All right, and then can I just shift click? Yeah, I can. All right, so this is just our attempt to cut out a bunch of fuel to get it to idle a little bit better. And 55. And then we'll burn that to the ECU. Cool, and then let's see if it'll start a little bit easier with just a little bit less fuel in there. And I might need to make this smaller. I can't see anything else. No, I know. I get it, you're on.
Getting a bad connection, so I'm
Yeah,
moving back.
That's fine.
Okay, I'm back.
You're back. How annoying is this internet? Alright. Burn. Cool. Once this, so boom, we're pretty much right at stoichiometric for idle. Again, the idle's way too high. We're gonna lower it down, but I'm not 100% sure how to do that. We're gonna go over here to starting idle, idle control, open loop, home steps, nope. Work? Doesn't seem like it. Alright. So our idle control is not really responding, it looks like. So we might have an issue with where the idle is set. So we'll have to go in and probably later on figure out where we need to put the idle valve stepper motor. It might be hooked up backwards. Let me see if we turn off fixed angle. So I guess advancing the timing gave us more power, and now we're running a little bit higher RPM. This is our current spark table. So we're running about 20 degrees right now. I'm gonna turn that down. We're gonna go back to 10. Hell, even 5. Let's see if what that does. Alright, so once I get the AFR hooked up where it's going to data log right, so once I can get these numbers to match up on the air-fuel ratio, then I'll be able to do auto-tune. So auto-tune is this thing, and basically it's going to calculate how rich or how lean it is, and it's going to be able to adjust everything. I don't think it's going to work right now because I think it needs AFR input. Can you back up? I'm gonna see if I can get the wheels rolling here. Built the wheels.
Just the back. The front never. It's just the back. That side is spinning. Yeah, you've got to like answer some of the comments.
Yeah. First start of the 4G63 powered Mini, awesome. I agree. Oh, hell yeah. Is that a hell yeah? Yeah, man. I've been cranking along. The reason, let's see, I guess what the engine turns, the timing lines up, the fueling, we've kind of figured out it's a little bit rich, but we're gonna have to dial that in. And the air fuel ratio gauge does not match the ECU, so we won't really be able to do auto tune until we can get that fixed. I want to see on the car. Just write up in the comments. Let me see if there's anything that that I'm missing, or if you guys want to ask about how something's set up. Now's the perfect time because I'm here live. And I'll give that a second, see if I can think of anything. We got some steam coming up from some coolant hoses. I'll have to figure that out later. I'm so excited to drive this thing. Any comments? I don't know if anything popped up or not.
Nope, not yet.
Alright, cool. So, let's see, what else? It's in the air. I need to put the headlights and stuff together. This clears, sort of. I basically hammered out the inside of this reinforcement to try and get a little bit of extra space to clear the timing belt. I might need to hammer it out just a little bit more, or even a worst case, just cut it out. Somebody's laughing, right?
No, someone said the gen is still better.
It's definitely faster, I think. I don't know. This is going to be pretty fast. It's going to have a lot of power for its weight. So power to weight ratio is going to be about the same for the two cars, which is going to be pretty nuts. Because, yeah, that's a 3,500 pound car. That still might be faster all-wheel drive. So I don't know. But I get to drive.
Very bad connection right now.
Yeah. Oops.
Okay, he's back.
Cool. Alright, let me get this out of the way. Since those things don't like to be laying on an engine anyway.
Fresh air.
Is it? Oh yeah, I'll film the exhaust here in a second. So there isn't a full exhaust on the car yet. I pretty much, it just comes right out of the turbo. It goes to about the middle of the car. Someone asked
Comment. Joshua Hall asked, when do you plan on having it drive worthy? Sorry if already asked.
No worries at all. So I'm hoping to I'm hoping for the next day every day. Currently, they're actually just run through the window of the car. I rewired this like today to make it work, but I need to run those through the vehicle. Before they weren't shielded cable, and it was getting interference, which is another reason why it wouldn't start. But that's fixed now, which is good. Man, this thing keeps like drinking coolant. Hopefully, it's not just gonna end up on the ground. And then I need to finish the exhaust with a light on this. we back? Yeah, we're back. So yeah, so that exhaust needs to be finished up. So, yeah, I got to get some shielding for that. Hopefully I can find some. And then, I think that's it, to be honest. That, and it should be roadworthy. It shifts. It runs, obviously. The idle's a little high. I got to fix the idle. Clutches work. Brake works. Brakes. And that's basically it. Spark plate, everything's done. The motor timing's good. Yeah. So it runs. That's it. Just a couple of things. And then, of course, the intercooler. It doesn't need an intercooler to run, but obviously it's going to be way more efficient with one. So the water to air intercooler is going to go right in here. I just have to measure up what I need and get the angles right, and then done. Cool. All right, so I guess I don't know if anyone else will stay on for like another couple of minutes here. If no one else has any questions, then we can wrap it up. But yeah, I'm just excited it's running. It's like it works, which is again insane.
Joshua Hall says, "Thanks, keep up the good work."
Thank you, I appreciate it. I'll be doing my best to make it work right. Hopefully you guys aren't disappointed with anything. We'll try and get some more with the video camera and a better microphone. We'll try and get some exhaust notes for you guys on the next video, so you can hopefully, or on the Will It Start full video. That way we can get kind of it figured out in terms of what you guys think for the actual sound. I don't know how well the phone picked it up. I mean, we'll see when we listen back to it. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Definitely thank you guys for checking it out, and of course for somewhat short notice just jumping on here and seeing what we got going on. So first DSM powered 4G63 Mini Cooper in a Mini, running in a modern Mini. So I'm definitely excited. So thank you guys, appreciate it. Be sure to check out the website, initialdiymods.com. Again, everything that we do being 100% DIY. I'm not going to lie though, I got someone to help me weld something because my aluminum welding sucks, but I'll get better. Yeah, I'm bad at goodbyes, but I think that's it, guys. If there's no other questions, y'all have a good night. Enjoy your weekend, and happy modding as always.
I'm just gonna...
Yeah, I mean, if we can leave it on for a minute or two more, and if nobody has any questions, then that'll be it. Like, it's not landing on the floor, but the coolant just keeps getting sucked in. It's like a void. It's just drinking coolant. Oh, I didn't check the foot pedal brakes. So we've got the vacuum hooked up for that. Did somebody, I heard it vibrate?
802 says this was awesome. Glad you steamed it.
Thank you. Let me see if I guess he meant streamed instead of steamed.
I don't know. There wasn't an R. I don't see an R. I don't remember seeing an R.
So yeah, exhaust. Put it down on the ground. Oh, I need an alignment. I forgot. That's one thing. So I've aligned everything by sight, which is not reliable at all. But hopefully, and that's like closer to full lock. Hopefully we'll be able to get everything like set up. Should be pretty wide turning radius, or short turning radius, but everything clears, nothing hits. And we still have power steering because it's electric power steering, so we kept that. I gotta mount this overflow bottle, but that's about it. Cool. I'm gonna stop rambling. I'll catch you guys next time, alright? Have a good night. Happy modding.
Did it just exit?
Yeah, I think so. I don't know how it works. I've never lived before.
Yep.